Hello, everybody. Let's do a little reading, shall we? I wanted to do a reading this morning. Well, really, I didn't, but the universe wants me to do a reading this morning based on your future self, messages from your future self. So I already did the shuffle. We're looking at the Hierophant as the base card here. It's an interesting Hierophant card. Excuse me. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Travelers, which is a unique card to Curious Travels. Again, the Four of Wands keeps coming up again and again. So does the Six of Swords. So messages from the future self are very much about present time. I'm seeing this more of an affirmation of what we asked about than I am. Let me restate. I think the details are going to be in the clarifiers because it's kind of just like a, okay, I'm here energy from our future self. Let's pull on the Six of Swords first off. I love that imagery. Maybe just because I came back from the desert recently, but okay. Escalation and the Seven of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so especially with the Seven of Swords, I'm feeling like lately there's been a lot of deception coming at you, whether it's from other people or self-deception. I'm really getting other people. I think that you've been deceived maybe for a long time, and maybe there was some self-deception wrapped up into it because you didn't want to believe. You knew kind of people were full of shit, but you kept telling yourself that it was possible they weren't when you knew the whole time they were. So this is just sort of like quietly closing that chapter of your life, walking away, swimming away, floating away from heartbreak, and putting yourself out in the cold. I think the message from the future self would be like, be very kind to yourself and slow in this journey out of heartbreak and mistrust. Don't try to jump into anything or jump into a new relationship, or just be very, very deliberately kind with yourself and grow in the ways that you need to grow, slowly and deliberately. Let's pull on the Four of Wands. I think a lot of things like sort of revealed themselves after 11/11. A lot of energies showed themselves for who they really were, and that can be really painful, especially if you've built expectations or if they've led you to believe something. It can be you have to reprogram yourself a little bit, you know. I've definitely experienced that in my life. And just don't get too wrapped up in anybody's idea, you know, and be ready to just cut bait if that's what you need to do. All right, 4 of Wands. Ooh, we've got some spicy cards trying to fly out, but they didn't. 4 of Wands. Okay, bottom card is the Hermit here. Yeah, there's this new vision of yourself that you need to start entertaining. It's much more complimentary than the one that someone else sort of gave you. Yeah, it's much more complimentary and much more authentic to you, but it's going to take some time to get into it. Yeah, it really is showing up for yourself in a new energy that, oh, look what's driving that. Showing up for yourself in a new energy, and also being respectful and open to new people, you know? I mean, there's this, for a long, long time, like, when I was suddenly single by choice, my choice, after a marriage, I really thought that I had to be by myself to sort of figure myself out and reimagine who I was. And that is true to a certain extent, but you also need relationships to sort of figure out who you are too, because most of our life is relational in one way or the other. So we really do need that interplay, and we need to figure out who we are when we engage with people. And so I would say, yes, there's the time to be reflective and to be by oneself and to sort of isolate a little bit, you know. But then there's also a point where you should be open to experiencing new things once you feel safe again. You know, I think that's the litmus test, is like, do you feel safe in your own skin? Okay, then. You know, don't be going out there when you're still 6s and 7s. All right, let's pull on the Travelers. It's a fun little card. There's a lot of movement, I think, and that's what your future self might be telling you. There's a lot of movement, a lot of things you don't know still. Yeah, the 10 of Cups is the bottom card for the Travelers, and the 3 of Wands, which is the Traveler card, really. The Sun, all the happiness and joy and bliss you ever wanted. And the Star. Oh my goodness. Wow. Like, those coming on top of each other, it's amazing energy. Really, really amazing energy. I think there's, your future self has a lot to tell you about being in stuck mode right now. So if you feel like you're in stuck mode, give it some time. But like, just like anything else, you really got to move in order, like, what am I trying to say? Like, you can't grow muscle if you're just gonna stay in one place and not move. And you can't grow neurons if you're just going to obsessively think about one thing over and over. You've got to move. You've got to teach yourself something new. You've got to remain plastic and flexible and take risks. And I think the reward is definitely there according to these energies. Let's draw on the Ace of Swords, because, and this would say new beginning. This would also say there's a lot of contemplation. There's a lot of thought invested in this. Maybe a little bit less feeling, a little bit more thought, maybe a little bit more intentional in the directive that you... Oh, I lost a card. So that one flew out. Four of Cups. It's not the Four of Cups, it's the Six of Cups. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay. King of Cups on the bottom for that. What else do we have? We have a Page of Cups. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I think it's really auspicious. I think that you have some opportunities coming up that your future self really wants you to slow down and be aware of and take advantage of. I think you need to make yes your motto. So if they ask you to do something at work, yes. If you get asked out on a date, yes. Like, make yes your first response and sort out the difference later. Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you say yes at the top and start saying yes to everything. The universe needs that confirmation right now. I really think that's so. I think that, you know, maybe you had to say a big no recently. Maybe you had to make a choice to discard something. And the universe needs to know now that you are in fact open to receiving. And so I think the overwhelming energy is directing you to just start saying yes to everything. You know, within reason. If you can tell from the beginning that it's not going to serve a purpose or it's going to make you uncomfortable, obviously say no. But generally, if it's benign or if it might pose benefit, then say yes, 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 yes. There's huge opportunities on the horizon for you that you aren't even aware of yet. And I think there's a catalyst moment coming soon that's really going to open your eyes to this sort of Empress sentiment, this Empress era, let's say, right? So yeah, I think great things. I think this is an incredible reading, and I'm really excited for the potential of what could happen in terms of your career, in terms of romance. There's definitely something there. And it's just be sure you take this journey. Be sure you take the journey that moves you away from the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords. Excuse me. Because without this journey at the front, you won't be able to capture all of the good stuff that's coming through for you. So definitely leave that stuff behind permanently and move on. You have much better things to do with your time right now and in the future. So love it. Love it. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and subscribe and hit that notification button.